I don't mind. I have women lawyers. I have women doctors, women dentists, but I'm not going to have a female leader if I can help it. White, black, brown, red, yellow, because that's abdicating my responsibility as a man. And it fits too much into the scheme of slavery and racism for us to be recognizing a black woman as our leader.
What's up, YouTube? Vontae Divine back with another video, a banger again. Just hit 1,000 subscribers, hit that sub button. Hey man, appreciate y'all. But me and my brother just did a reaction video, just talking about Dr. Umar and Judge Joe Brown, their point of views on Harriet Tubman being on the bill before a black man would be on the bill. And there's a lot of ways you can go about that conversation, and this is part 2 to that video. So let's get into it.
First of all, we know that there is a deliberate attempt to replace strong, heterosexual, alpha male black leadership with women. It goes back in recent times, at least to the 1970s, when they made the black man economically irrelevant to the black woman's life. Mass incarceration, miseducation, fratricide, police genocide, the list goes on. Black women have more education, they make more income. That was engineered to make us irrelevant. We're the only men who are out-earned and out-educated by our women, but that does not make her my enemy. Nothing the white man does will make my woman my enemy. There's been a lot of movies that have been produced, that have come out about black men. I have never seen us take issue with the movies of other black men just because they were about black men. Of course we got millions of heroes. We got millions of heroes. But that don't mean that there's anything wrong with lifting one of them up, especially one whose works is almost as unparalleled as the Queen Mother Harriet Tubman. No one else walked them shoes. You're not going to find nobody else who walked them shoes the way she walked them, doing all that she did in her life. There's no man, no woman you're going to find whose life parallels hers identically. Impossible. But with that being said, I'm an enemy of feminism, but I'm a big supporter of black womanism. And I think that as we castigate, ridicule, and criticize the evils that are being introduced in our community as black men, we also have a responsibility to be extremely responsible in our words and in our work so we don't send the wrong message to black women that we have a problem with you manifesting the best that they can be. Because the white man trying to put the black woman above the black man in and of itself does not constitute a problem if we as a community can organize against it. My wife earning more money than me is not a problem unless I swallow the white man's reasons as to why she makes more money than me. A black woman having a better job than her husband is not automatically a problem unless she swallows the white man's reason as to why she makes more than him, and that is because he's a no-good MFer. It's only if we buy into the philosophy that they pushing will it begin to affect us. But I have a big problem with anyone who says we cannot celebrate black women just because the white man wants to.
So what y'all think about that? Last video y'all was saying I agree with the judge and saying that we need to be first, but Dr. Umar is really like saying that's y'all. The white man got us thinking like that.
Use them against black men. He has his agenda, but the black community should have its agenda. And my agenda is to uplift black women irrespective of what the white man is doing. I don't have to fight or push back on my sister just because the white man's trying to use her as an enemy against us. He has his agenda, but what about our agenda? That's all I have to say on that.
Let me add something to this a little bit, historical and research. 50 years ago, I was an intern at a D.C. think tank, all right? and one of my assignments was to go over the slave pamphlets on microfilm at the Library of Congress. And one of the things that we talked about, well, which was in there, was this. At all costs, never recognize leadership in a black male. Always promote the black female slave as being the one that you go to get advice on what's going on with the slaves. Put your black women in charge of the black men. Always glorify the black female while you disgrace the black male. And this will keep the black race pacified. Women raise children and they want grandchildren. They love their children. They nurture. They make sure that the children and the next generation are provided for. Men die. Men go and sacrifice for cause, country, for religion, for purpose. That's our game. We go die to go out and hunt and bring back dinner. That's what we do. And I frankly, yes, I'm a chauvinist. I will never follow a black woman into a crucial situation, a white woman or any other kind of woman, because I'm a man. And if I'm not the one that's leading it or somebody that I'm supporting is another man, then I'm looking at myself as a complete absent.
So how do y'all feel about that? I was talking with someone in the comments, and they were saying how men and women don't have both divine and feminine energy. Like how you don't need one to complete you. And he's saying he's a chauvinist, saying that he basically could live without women. He needs a woman, but obviously saying like he could go without listening to what a woman has to say, or he's a chauvinist. And I just don't agree with that. We're definitely equal to women. I mean, in a crucial situation, he did point that out, but saying he's a chauvinist, but giving good reasons makes no sense. You aren't a chauvinist if you're pointing out the exact good reasons. Like, for sure, a chauvinist is, I don't care even if it's ignorant type.
I don't mind. I have women lawyers, I have women doctors, women dentists, but I'm not going to have a female leader if I can help it. White, black, brown, red, yellow, because that's abdicating my responsibility as a man. And it fits too much into the scheme of slavery and racism for us to be recognizing a black woman as our leader over a black man. Now, I say recognize the lady, but it is a damn shame when we take a black woman and we recognize her for doing what ought to be a manly thing. You can recognize her, but we need somebody else black on a bill first. And the feminists, believe me, are behind pushing her because they know what that'll do. They want to get rid of black men. Worse, out of all of the men in this country, they want to get rid of us first. And they don't care. They want a female, and by downing black men or relying on black folk to go, we got a black person, we got to push the system was down. There are deeper principles involved in this. Now,
I agree with what you're saying there, Judge. I agree with what you're saying there. Okay? War is a masculine undertaking. So under most normal circumstances, a man should be leading the women into that war under most normal circumstances. But when you have a case where the man may not be strong enough to do so, then it becomes the woman's responsibility. And that has occurred in history before. We had it with Ya Ashanti Wa in the Ashanti Wars, where the men were not up to fighting and the women stood up. Of course, that's not most of the time, but my point is, I can celebrate black leadership, whether it becomes a man or a woman. But more accurately, from a cultural perspective, it should be a man and a woman leading. There's a king and a queen. There's a king and a queen mother. In our culture, the masculine and feminine aspects of leadership are always present. So it's no need for us to argue, should it be a man out front or a woman out front? They should both be out front because that is the balance of culture that we as African people believe in. And as African people, we also believe that it is proper to honor women and it is proper to honor men. But in terms of leadership, it should be both of us. I'm just afraid or concerned that based on the comments and conversation today, a lot of black women who support black men and don't support feminism might start listening to the feminist rhetoric because it sounds as if we have a problem celebrating black men when they are being honored, celebrating black women when they are being honored without any black man present. We honor black men all the time with no mention of a black woman. I have been to umpteen celebrations of great black male heroes, and nobody says, where's the woman? So why, once in a while, when the black woman gets a chance to shine on her own, why do we have to say, where is the man? If we can honor the black heroes without mentioning a black shero, why in the hell can't we honor a black shero without mentioning a black hero?
It's called priority. You find any other successful race on this planet that does that. Any.
But we're not talking systematically.
The mothers,
this ain't systematically.
The mothers take pride in being the mothers of great men. We don't have that. And what we have is, in our neighborhoods, it has become a matriarchy, and it's a damn failure. It doesn't work.
And one of the big reasons it is a matriarchy.
It does not work.
Yes, Judge.
I lived through both eras. It does not work.
But Judge, why is
bro, one at a time.
Because there are no men in these homes. These boys are not getting man.
Not only that, Judge. Not only that.
Excuse me. Can you hear me, fellas?
Don't stop. Wait. No, I'm gonna make my point. No,
you made your point. You made your point, Dr. Umar.
No, I'm gonna make another one. I'm gonna make another one. I'm going to make another one.
Okay, well,
I'm not being
you have made 30 of them.
No.
You made 30 of them, and all of them.
Brother, I'm a guest on the show. I'm gonna make my point. And here's the point that
Hey, there's a part 3, but I'm gonna do it when they settle down. Let me know what y'all think in the comments about Judge Joe Brown and Dr. Umar's remarks and where they stand on this. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.